Today, we live in a society where we are told we are free. But why is it that I can't be me? I'm pretty sure that we were all brought into this world with a different look and size. But media and society have us already defined. Makeup blends me in with reality, but the pain is never covered up inside of me. My land of the free, but any day now I could be deported. I mean, it's not my fault I was brought here when I was 3. I've done all of the right things, and yet society has abandoned me. I didn't pay $40,000 a year for tuition just to get raped. To be a victim of campus sexual assault, is there no conviction? I mean, seriously, when did being queer mean living in fear? I'm out on the street with no food to eat, nowhere to sleep. Is this really the American dream?
Global Girl Media uncovers issues that affect me and you, from breaking stereotypes to examining inequality. We want the world to know our voice has the power to truly create justice and liberty for all.
LGBTQ youth are becoming more and more visible. However, they still face discrimination in the workplace, at home, and even at school. Queer youth are twice as likely to be assaulted at school than their non-queer peers.
High school and school in general was, I believe, just mostly turmoil. Mostly just absolute turmoil.
We spoke to Katy Weseman, who is the LGBTQA Student Services Coordinator at DePaul, about a student that came to her after facing discrimination in the classroom.
Was a student whose teacher wasn't very accepting or aware of their identity as a transgender person. So what I did was I, obviously listened to the student's experience and provided them a comforting ear to talk to, since if someone is experiencing discrimination, they usually feel a little on edge or like they've been in a hostile environment. So being able to be supportive and comforting is really important.
According to the HRC.org, 92% of LGBTQ youth say they hear negative messages about being queer. They hear these messages at school, on the internet, and from their peers. Queer youth also struggle with acceptance at home. Many members of the LGBTQ community have a tense home life, causing them to either run away or be kicked out by their family, resulting in the homeless queer population being larger than any other group. According to AmericanProgress.org, LGBTQ people make up only 10% of the youth population, yet 40% of the homeless youth population is queer.
And my dad and I were fighting a bit because he didn't like the fact that I wanted to be a girl. And so I moved out and I didn't tell them where I was going.
I definitely have thought of running away. I continue to this day. I actually live with my parents again, briefly. I continue to this day want to sever all ties with my family and live in the woods.
As well as having difficulties at home, LGBTQ people face many challenges in the workplace. In 29 states, it's legal to fire someone just for being gay. In 34 states, it's legal to fire someone for being transgender.
Being out at work kind of can paint you as a target, or paint you as, it changes the way people interact with you, changes the way your coworkers can, identify with you.
Luckily, not everyone faces that kind of judgment.
I hated the world for not letting me be myself. I woke up on a Monday morning and I said, okay, I don't want to take my nail polish off. I don't want to go into work as a boy anymore. And I called in sick, and then I wrote a long letter to my human resources manager and said, basically told her how I would like to come to work as a woman, and how is that going to be possible? And so she took it very seriously.
In addition, LGBTQ youth have very little legislative representation. President Obama recently signed an executive order banning workplace discrimination against the LGBTQ community. We asked Weseman what her reaction to this was.
At a federal level, we haven't had any kind of federal legislation. So President Obama's step was a great step in the right direction. We still don't have an all-inclusive employment non-discrimination that's going to touch everyone per se, but I think that's an initial step that'll be really helpful.
We also asked her about how youth can get involved in making a change.
I would say definitely, find those resources, find that support. We're really lucky here in Chicago. There are a lot of organizations, there are a lot of ways that people can get involved with the LGBTQ community. I would say that youth can get involved in those organizations and really leave their mark and make a positive change and a positive impact. But just being true to yourself and, youth have important things to say, and I think more adults need to listen to them.
We've come a long way, but we still have further to go. It's time the land of the free live up to its name. This is Shaymari Kent reporting from Global Girl Media Chicago. This is our world and my voice.